Hello and welcome to the TCF Morning Show. It is Thursday, August 13th. We are here on our final show of the week. I'm joined tonight by Boomy at BoomyTCF on Twitter. You can follow the main page at typical_Chicago. You can follow me on Twitter at ZLiliaTCF. Go to Instagram, type in Typical Chicago Fans. Follow us on there. Go over to Facebook, like the Facebook Typical Chicago Fans page. Go over to YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube page below our morning shows, podcasts, our candy reviews, food reviews. They all go on the YouTube page, so please subscribe over there. And wherever you get your podcast from, if it's Apple, subscribe, rate, review. Please leave a 5-star rating. And if it's Spotify, please follow us on there. And if you are a Spreaker, like I said, Boomy's uncle. I just got to keep giving him a shout out.
Now we got two.
Two?
My uncle Troy subscribed today. He texted me and told me that
so
Uncle Kyle is no
Boomy's
longer
uncles are
the
Spreaker.
Boomers have a monopoly on Spreaker right now.
I love it. I think that's a cool thing. I'm always going to bring it up. I'll always bring it up.
Definitely.
But also shout out to 26shirts.com Chicago. They have some awesome shirts on there. They have a bunch of shirts. They have some flags. They got a hat. They said we're in the works for a promo code for TCF. We got a cool collab coming with them. But they had their best seller of all time this last few weeks here, so they are busy. We love it. We love it. We love to see that. So go over to 26shirts.com, go to the Chicago section, check out their shirts and stuff, and follow them on all social medias. Boomy. Let's just get right into the subjects because it's a great time right now for us, at least, as being Cub fans. The Cubs win again in Cleveland. They improve to 12-3, a pretty significant lead in the division. A winning percentage of .800. I know I saw your tweet. You did not like it, but they are. There's no other team. I think
I just don't like Bob Nightingale. That's
I
all.
know. I did think that was a cool stat though, but then I saw who tweeted it out, and I
If
understood.
it would have been anybody else, I probably wouldn't have said anything
I got
about
you,
it. But like you said, Cubs have the best winning percentage in baseball, 12-3. Man, they're cruising. Nice little sweep. I have the broom over there. I should have brought it out. But a nice
home to play Milwaukee.
Yep.
This weekend, so that'll be fun. It'll be nice to play some weekend baseball again because the St. Louis Cardinals ruined that for us last weekend. But the Cubs are they're dealing right now. The pitchers are looking good. The hitters are looking good. The bullpen is looking good. It kind of started off a little rocky to start the season, but they're really coming to their own. I don't really know what they're going to do with Craig Kimbrell. They're going to keep. I haven't really. Has he pitched lately? I don't think so.
Not that I recall, but Jeffries looked real good tonight.
Somebody else who's looking good, Jason Hayward. He's been playing well this little last few weeks, and it's nice to see him out there hitting well. Jason Kipnis is playing well back in Cleveland. It said it was weird to be on the other side. I also heard that Anthony Rizzo was kind of showing them like where they celebrated in the locker room. That's very rude.
Yeah.
But also awesome. Speaking of Anthony Rizzo, the double chain man, that thing is awesome.
Two chains.
That is going to bring a World Series to the Cubs. I think those two chains will. I love it. I love to see that they're having fun with it, but they're also being smart about it. I think they've been said that they are taking like the most protocols in baseball right now. The baseball is pretty much asking them how they're doing it to like try and show other teams how to do it. There's leadership on this team. You love to see it. You know, this is a veteran team. There's nobody on this team that's really their first go around in tough situations, especially in playoffs. So I think that's awesome. I really can't think of who would be anyone on this team that would be first time.
I mean, a lot of the guys coming out of the bullpen, but
even though Rowan-Wick was still there when they were in a playoff run last year. So I think that this team, the experience is really starting to show for them in a season that is so hectic and weird. They're showing that they got a lot of veteran leadership on this team. Boomy, what are your thoughts on this nice little sweep in Cleveland?
You nailed it, man. The thing that I like to see, they had 8 runs on 7 hits. I'm sorry, opposite way around. 7 runs on 8 hits. They gave up 8 hits and only gave up 1 run. So that tells you that the pitching staff is doing its job. Hendricks was out there dealing tonight. It's they did the little things, and they're riding this momentum, like you said, man. They're taking the precautions seriously, but they know when it gets on the field, and it's nice to see that maybe that 4-day layoff did pay off a little bit because they came out guns a blazing in this series and took care of business. It's really good to see, especially like it could have went the other way, but you got to I think it was Winkler maybe struggled with some walks. Yeah, Winkler had 2 walks, gave up a run, and never even gave up a hit. But Wick has looked good. 3 strikeouts in an inning and a third. Jeffries in the 9th inning, kind of putting the nails in the coffin. So it was good to see. And Carrasco's a good pitcher. There's some good pitching matchup there. And it was really nice to see. And you kind of build a little bit. I think the Cubs are 5.5 games up on second place right now. And obviously you can look at it as just a 15-game set so far. But in a shortened series, that's a quarter of the season, man.
Yeah, and no lead. Like you said, it's always like, you want to start off the year hot. But in a season where it's 60 games, you want to get up as many games as you can and just be able to not have to worry in the 55th game or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. They're building themselves a nice little cushion to start.
The Cubs have had experience the last few years with cutting it close and then not making it. So they are. Definitely. It's nice to see them. Hopefully, they keep the foot in the pedal and they keep going.
Yeah, and they get the Brewers tomorrow. Darvish, he's pitching pretty well.
Kyle Hendricks back in Cleveland, doing what he loves to do in Cleveland. That's get wins. And it was a good 2-game series, and then you go home, play the Brewers, who have been struggling. I think they're 7-8 as of right now.
The Brewers are 7-9. Brett Anderson taking the bump tomorrow, who's got a 5.4 ERA. You got to keep it rolling. Yeah, let's definitely. Go. It's at Wrigley, and if Darvish, continues, I think he's had 1 bad outing. Mm-hmm. But you know what? If we're back at Wrigley and this team's rolling and they look like they're having fun, Tony 2 Chainz out there, let's just keep it rolling, man. It's a good place to be.
I like that. Another team in Chicago that has turned it around here in the last few days, that's the White Sox. They win 7-5 in Detroit. They get it's another one. Eloy and Tim Anderson both.
Tim Anderson had 4 hits today.
They both had a home run in the first inning, off to a hot start there. He said it's got to be nice to keep it rolling. They're above 500 again, 10-9. A division where they played a team that is one of, I think they're probably second place in division, as you said. They prove that they can contend in this division, maybe even win it. They just got to keep it rolling, let the momentum flow. And I got to go back to something with the Cubs too. That was just awesome to see. I know Kyle Schwarber ended up getting scratched because of, I think, a right knee contusion or something. But to see a lineup the same the next day from the day before is beautiful to see. Keep the momentum rolling. That's why I think David Ross he's just keeping it. He knows his team right. He knows everybody on this team. But that's beside the point.
And we were right to have doubts. I mean, it's a guy who's never played the game in his life.
You just never knew. It was a first-time coach, and they just kind of and it seemed like the process was kind of weird. But I'm very happy how the outcome is, and I can go back and say I was wrong. I was wrong about it, but you said you can have doubts. It's fine to have doubts, but to be proven wrong, I'm fine with it. I'll be proven wrong all day if the Cubs will win the World Series. But the White Sox said turn it around, and they say they prove they can contend for this division. They played a team, like I said, that is in second place. I think that the White Sox, they keep this momentum. This offense is going to keep firing all year. This is a good offense. It's just got to see what the starting pitching can do.
For sure. Like I said, Tim Anderson with 4 hits and 5 at-bats.
I got a question, though. What they got to tell Eloy that net's there. Don't fall into it. He did it again today.
2 times in a week,
yesterday.
What are you doing? He is a booker in left field, and it's almost like – and I've been, one that I don't hate the White Sox, but – for all of the
the Kyle Schwarber stuff.
Kyle Schwarber is taken. It's like it's kind of funny to see it come back
as whatever. Like you get back, dude. You can get hurt if you go too far in that net. You actually hit your head or something. Like you gotta be careful.
Yeah, and they're in a good spot. They're 2 games out right now.
I think it's kind of a little bit of an overreaction. but last week or at the beginning of this week, kind of with stuff. But the White Sox are back rolling, and I think that they'll keep it moving. I'm excited.
If they can sit near 500, they're going to flirt with getting into the playoffs with this
It'd be nice
format.
to see both Chicago sports teams in the playoffs. It'd be fun.
Definitely. Couldn't agree more.
Nope. Oh, I mean, yes. Sorry, not nope. But the Blackhawks Knights, they played tonight. Game 2. It's today. Sorry, today afternoon. I guess 4:30 afternoon. I'm so used to it being 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. But it is a 4:30 game. Unfortunately, the first game did not go very well. The Blackhawks, it did not look very good, I would say. They didn't look like there was a lot of fire out there. Yeah, it's just the Vegas Knights said, hey, we're going to go out there and we're going to show why you wish you weren't playing us. Everyone wanted to not play Colorado. But then they got the Knights, who shown that they are a physical team. They will hit you whenever they can get a chance on the boards. And I think that they are going to they're going to wear this Blackhawks team down.
The Hawks got to get more. They only had 20 shots on goal.
It's hard to get. It's hard to. I mean, the defense is good, and it's just kind of showing you maybe that Blackhawks defense is just going to be in trouble here.
Yeah, and hopefully they can turn it around. They're Vegas is minus 210 to win this game. You go in with, you got to play underdogs and you got to match that physicality, and it's going to be it's an uphill battle. We never said it was going to be easy.
No, it's not going to be easy. But they said they got a lot of veteran leadership on this team also. The Blackhawks, they got guys who have been here, done that, been down 2-3-0 in a series, 2-1 in a series, 3-1 in a series. So I'm excited to see what they can bounce back. I think that they truly can bounce back, and they hope maybe this game will put a little fire under them, and they'll keep it moving.
Yeah, you gotta take that with a little chip on your shoulder. You got bullied on Tuesday, and you got to come back and you got to fire back, because it was men against boys. It felt like at points on Tuesday, and then you look at the final stats, and like I mentioned earlier, 20 shots on goal is not. You're not going to win any hockey games getting 20 shots on goal. No. So you got to take that a little personal. You got to come back, smack someone in the mouth, and just like I said, play like that underdog that you are, and let the chips fall where they may.
Yep, they said 4:30 start. So everyone will get to watch it. Maybe you'll get right off of work. You'll be able to watch it. So I'm excited. Game 2, Blackhawks versus the Las Vegas Knights. Where is this? Is it still in Edmonton?
Still in Edmonton. That's correct.
I wouldn't. I guess it's a stupid thing. They probably wouldn't move the whole thing after the playoffs started. But
hard to move the bubble.
But you know what? I was watching it the other night. Nothing more fun than watching some playoff hockey. So they said it's a nice 4:30 start. So tune in. Hopefully the Hawks can get back on track. So the SEC and the Big 12 are both planning on playing football this fall. Mm-hmm. The SEC had kind of already said that. The Big 12 came out yesterday and was firm and said that they're still going to play. Boomy, what are your thoughts on this whole season going forward without Pac-12, without the MAC, and without the Big Ten as of right now?
Yeah, man, it's going to be weird.
It's going to be weird.
I'm really glad that some conferences are trying to hold on. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that I agree with their decision.
I just like college football.
Political stance of it. I just like football. But the fact of the matter is we are going to see games. There's going to be a lot less games than we're used to seeing, but we are going to get this team college football game. Exactly. But you know what? I hope they're going to do things correctly. From what I read about the Big 12, they're going to be doing 3 tests a week for all of the players involved in high contact sports. So it is going to be there, but it's going to be weird. You're going to be able to watch Texas, Oklahoma, but not, Michigan, Ohio State. I did hear that there's rumors that the teams that voted against canceling the season could possibly look to join another conference for the year. I personally don't think that's going to happen. No. I don't think you're going to see that.
I just don't see how that would work going forward after this season.
Yeah, then you walk into next year's
in contracts with them, and I just don't see how that would work.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work, but you know what?
Yeah,
As
who
you know,
knows?
I'm
Who
a big
knows?
Gator fan. So if I get to see my Florida Gators, who are going to be much improved this year, I'm okay with it. But I really do and truly mean this. I hope that they take this seriously and they're doing the testing and they're doing the procedures and everything. Because if they're not, then they're going to get some kid who's making $0, get him sick and possibly even worse. So. It's good to see that there might be something, but like I said,
We'll have to see.
cross your fingers that it's done correctly.
But it does look like there will be college football at some way. There'll be some
Yeah.
sort of conferences playing, games
Now
going on. So
Big 12 did announce they're going to push it back. They're not starting their season until September 20th.
yeah, it'll be a while. It'll be a while.
So it's not like we're going to see that, where college football usually starts at for like Labor Day weekend. We're not going to see those games. So it's going to be a little while. So don't hold your breath as of right now, I would say.
Yeah, but there at some point there will be college football.
Definitely.
So that's exciting in a way. Boomy, you got a wacky web story for us?
Those bear crap in the woods, Big Z.
I think they do.
They sure do. My story is we're going to take this across the Pacific Ocean. And Zach, do you know what money laundering is? I'm sure you've seen it in some shows.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that term means?
I'm guessing it's something to do with illegally getting money.
Yeah, so it's basically a way for companies that do illegal things like mafias and cartels to move money through a good business to make it look like they're making legal money, but they're
Remember, I had that conspiracy theory with the mattress store.
Mattress Firm is definitely money laundering. Don't quote me on that. But South Koreans are actually trying to launder money, or were trying to launder money in fears of coronavirus getting spread. So they thought they would, these people in Ansan City near Seoul, tried to actually wash their money, like a washer and a dryer.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, what's crazy is it didn't work at all. Like the opposite happened. A lot of the banknotes actually burst into flames, and caught. I mean, there's a hilarious picture of a bunch of burned dollar bills. It says that this person placed an unspecified amount of 50,000 won, which, as you're looking at it, only equals 42 American dollars in their washing machine earlier. Some of the money was seriously damaged, and the person reached out to the Bank of Korea to find out if they could exchange it. But there is so it goes on to say, under the bank's rules of the exchange demand mutilated and contaminated banknotes, the person was provided with a new currency totaling about 23 million won, which is $19,320. So they were actually washing way more money than they originally had claimed. So about $20,000 they tried to run through the washer and dryer, and it just worked absolutely horribly. So if you're listening to this is a PSA. Do not try to actually wash and dry your money at home. Just spray some Clorox on it if you're that worried about it, because the wash machine and dryer is not going to help.
That's crazy that it did that, though.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it, especially if you throw it in a dryer.
Oh, yeah, the dryer, I would expect that.
And, it depends what the currency is made out of. Like, it'd be like throwing a piece of, lined paper in there. It's going to get hot. So, don't, Zach, I know you got the new house, you got the washer and the dryer, man. Don't go throwing your cash in there trying to decontaminate it.
Actually, I got to go.
Yeah, my washed
I gotta go get that.
Are almost done.
That would be crazy to think.
Absolutely insane.
That's wild. But this is a new thing we're gonna do. We got a little TCF weekly recap. We're gonna we're on Thursday. We got 4 shows a week here with the TCF Morning Show. It's our first week back. We're back in full force here. So we're gonna do every Thursday. The last little thing we're gonna do, we're gonna recap the week. Like I said, the Cubs swept. The White Sox swept. So they got right. The White Sox swept, right? They didn't play Monday.
No, I believe the White Sox lost the first game of that series.
So they won the last 2. I apologize. But they get back on track with that. And the Cubs the sweep after having 4 days off. That was one of those things you didn't know what they were going to be able to get back on
We
track.
talked a lot about the Cardinals, man, because the Cardinals were,
The Cardinals. I don't know what they're going to do. Honestly, they just keep kind of pushing off every series that they're supposed to play against people. I don't know if they're just going to literally just cancel. They're going to keep canceling and keep canceling and keep canceling, or if they're going to just literally just.
They
tell
are
them
scheduled
to
play this weekend against the White Sox.
Yeah, if they can finally get some negative tests, maybe they can play. But we'll have to see how that goes and what's everyone going to want. People are not going to want to play them, honestly.
Yep, a lot of college football talk with different conferences.
Yeah,
Big
Ten, Big 10 and Pac-12 say they're not going to play. SEC and Big 12 say they are going to play. And we'll have to see if that'll be a trickle-down effect for other conferences to play. MAC is not going to play. So it'll be college football, but we'll have to see really what it will look like and what teams we're going to see play. Like you said, you'll be able to see your Florida Gators most likely play because the SEC will play. We'll have to kind of see if the ACC is going to play and stuff like that. We also talked about the Blackhawks and the Knights, the Vegas Knights. The Blackhawks just did not look very good in the first game. It was a late one. Me and Boomy stayed up pretty late the other last night, and then I came home from work today and just took a long nap. So I am wired right now. And it is about 11:30 because guess you're not really supposed to take 2.5, 3 hour naps just in the middle of the day.
Yeah, kind of messes your sleep schedule up. But no, it's been great to have the Blackhawks back in the playoffs for the first time in a while. But,
beautiful.
It's going to be an uphill climb. And, we got into, what that's looking like for the Blackhawks and the struggle that they were going to face in game one. And Maddie nailed it on the head with the physicality of Vegas.
Yeah, he knew it. We were like, I don't want to play Colorado. And he's like, just wait a second. You don't want to play this physical team.
And he was not wrong. I mean, it's an uphill battle, but it's great to be having meaningful sports to watch for the first time in a long time because we ain't going to see the Bulls playing for anything in a while, and baseball playoffs don't start till like November this year. So.
And it's nice. It's just nice to be able to watch SportsCenter at night, and there's just new, fresh content on there instead of watching the same stupid, something going on. Just watching old games and stuff like that. It just got old. It got old. It was fun at first, watch some old games, watch some old Cubs games and stuff like that on the marquee. But now it's just nice to have live sports back in full force.
I have watched more cornhole championship in the last 5 months than I have in my entire life, and I'm not proud of it.
Very true, very true. But also we had a bunch of awesome Boomys Wacky Webstories, which we get every single day when Boomy's on the show. Boomy, anything post-show?
Yeah, I gotta give a quick shout out, Zach. I'm sure you haven't seen it yet, but Pigoy just sent us a group message. Pigoy just hit a huge race when you guys gamble your ponies, and Pigoy hit. I won't disclose how much, but Pigoy just won a ton of money.
Would like to know that. That's awesome.
There was something else. Oh, UFC this weekend. My favorite UFC fighter's fighting. Sugar Shane O'Malley. Kid's got like the crazy braided hair. He's got like a rainbow color, almost like a Tekashi 6ix9ine looking cornrow. This white kid from Arizona. He's awesome. He's undefeated. I actually am considering possibly buying that pay-per-view. So that's definitely worth something. He's, I think, 14 or 15-0, maybe, I want to say. But he was on Theo Von's podcast and really made me a big fan. So I don't know about you, but I love UFC, and I think it's going to be a great fight.
I'm not the biggest fan, but if there's a big fight, I'll always like to watch and always like to gamble too. It's always something fun.
And you want to know something I found during quarantine? I haven't talked about this. Go back on YouTube and watch like UFC, like start at 1 and start working your way back. I legitimately watched a 180-pound fighter take down a 580-pound sumo wrestler, because back then they didn't have weight classes and they didn't have rings either. They were just like out in the middle. But like if you get a chance and you need something to watch on YouTube, go back and watch super old UFC fights from like the mid-90s. They're hilarious.
I will maybe have to do that this weekend.
It's definitely worth a watch.
Well, thank you, Boomy, for joining me on this final show of the week, the final morning show of the week. We will have a podcast out. The TCF podcast will be out Saturday morning. We'll be recapping Game 2 and talking about Game 3 and 4, which we played for the Blackhawks on Saturday and Sunday. They got back-to-back games there. But shout out to Boomy at Boomy TCF for joining me tonight. I am Zach Lilia at ZLilia TCF on Twitter. Go follow the main page at typical_Chicago. Go over to Instagram, type in Typical Chicago Fans. Follow us on there. Go over to Facebook, like the Typical Chicago Fans page. Go over to YouTube, subscribe to the Typical Chicago Fans page on there. We really appreciate it if you could go over there. We're hoping to get to 70. I think we're about 3 away. But the TCF Morning Show, we put our podcast, we put some food reviews, everything we do, we put it on there. And if you have Apple Podcast, subscribe, rate, review. Please leave a 5-star rating. And if you have Spotify, follow us on there. And also shout out to Spreaker, shout out to Boomy's 2 uncles who follow us. Yep, follow us on there. Boomy, it's been a great week. Happy to be back. It's awesome to be back. Shout out to 26shirts.com. Go to the Chicago section. Look at all their shirts. Look at they got some hats. They got some flags. So as I said, we got a promo code in the works with them. Will probably be early next week, late next week, sometime around there is when we will be pushing that out to you guys. We're excited to be partnering with them. Nice little sponsorship with some people we used to sponsor us back when we were with Loop Sports. It's been an awesome process getting involved with that. They're really great people over there at 26shirts.com. Go to the Chicago section, like I said. Follow them on all social medias. Again, Boomy, thank you for joining me tonight. This has been the TCF Morning Show, Thursday, August 13th. We love you all.
Peace.